Person. Hello, beautiful person. I think I'm live now. This new setup is a little disconcerting, but I'm going to assume that I'm live now. And I'm really happy to be talking with you. I was offline for 3 days, for 2 days of Passover, and then it was Shabbat again. And so I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but here I am now. And I want to talk about rebirth and what kind of world we might see after this period of pause, if you will, and then rebirth, because this is a season of rebirth, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. I wonder what it's like to do all these holidays, seasonal holidays in the opposite season. Like if you live in Australia or New Zealand, or South America, if you're Jewish, you're celebrating Rosh Hashanah in the spring and Passover in the fall, which my brain just simply cannot deal with. So in this part of the world, which is the hemisphere where these holidays originated, Passover is in the spring, Easter is in the spring. They're both holidays that are associated with the rebirth of everything after winter. And in the case of Passover, we are remembering the exodus from Egypt. The Hebrew word for Egypt is Mitzrayim, which is often considered to be Mitzarim. It's spelled the same way, pronounced differently, which means the narrow place. And I have seen the most beautiful, beautiful pieces written by women about how that is like childbirth, going through the narrow place, the splitting of the Red Sea, and then the painful journey forward into the birth of a new nation. I just love that whole imagery. And of course, in the case of Easter, I don't know as much about Easter as I do about Passover, but I do see it has to do with resurrection, new life, Easter Bunny. I don't know. Don't want to talk too much about Easter because I don't really know too much about it. But I do want to wish everyone who's watching who celebrates Easter, I want to wish you a happy Easter. But rebirth, this is a time of rebirth. It's spring, even here in Manitoba. The snow is melting, the temperature is coming above zero, and we are starting to see signs that winter is actually going to end. But right now, the whole world is on pause, pretty much. We're all hunkered down, waiting, and everything's come to a screeching halt, and we are all just waiting. And then there will be a new world reborn out of this pause, if you will, because this virus will pass. And then we will come out of our houses and resume our life. But the question is, are we just going to go back to the way we were doing things before? Or are some things going to be different? Well, a lot of people, for example, who have been working from home, and maybe they wanted to work from home before and they were told they couldn't, and maybe now all of a sudden this will change. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Hopefully many of them will get them back when things pick up again. But maybe not, and maybe they'll start new businesses. Apparently, Google Trends shows 100-fold increase. Can you imagine? 100-fold increase in the number of people who are searching for work from home or make money from home. So if people are looking for new ways to make money from home, maybe when this is all over, they're going to continue with that, and they're not going to just go back to their jobs. Maybe they'll do both. Who knows? Things will be different. Maybe we'll drive less. Maybe we'll travel less. Maybe we'll travel more. Maybe there'll be this huge pent-up demand to go out and see the world. I know I have some places I still want to see, but maybe we'll be a little more thoughtful in the way we travel. Maybe we'll, in this time where we're thinking, should I go to the grocery store or should I not? Maybe we'll be a little more thoughtful about travel afterwards. Maybe we won't be. Maybe some of the terrible inequities that we've seen in the world which have become so brutally obvious, maybe something will be done with that. And pretty much every country has some sort of inequity in this case. And there's a difference between the haves and the have-nots. And some countries are working more to fix this disparity and some not so much. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, whether people actually do something with it. So anyway, usually when I'm doing a video like this for you, I'm going somewhere with it. Today it was more like thoughts about not so much education or something like that, but just wanted to share with you some thoughts about this time of year and my hopes that when the world is reborn from the ashes, if you will, of these many, many deaths, which they are what they are. We all, we're hunkered down in our houses to try and minimize those number of deaths, but there's still going to be hundreds of thousands of deaths in the world, and it's just because of COVID-19. I mean, people die every day, but there's going to be hundreds of thousands of extra deaths in the world because of this virus, and so we are all paused for this, but then we will have to come out and start a new world. And will we just continue to do things the way we've always done them, or are there going to be things that are going to be different and hopefully better? Wouldn't that be nice if something better came of this? Anyway, just wanted to share this with you, and tomorrow we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming, but just tonight just a bit more contemplative. So have a good night. Remember, I love you. Talk to you again soon. Bye.